I understand everything that you guys are saying, but you have to understand that you're business people now. So there's a certain way that you want to present yourself to the public. There's a certain way you want to dress, carry yourself, the way you speak. Now you have to try things different. Just have an open mind, have an open heart to learn new ways. That's all I'm saying. Look here, Ms. Vonnie. I get what you're saying, but this is a new generation, and I mean, what's wrong with what I got on? I think it's cute. I mean, my deodorant's fresh, so if I'm shampooing somebody, they're not gonna smell anything. And I mean, I think I look hella cute. Like, look at my lip gloss. It's popping just like my gum, and I think I'll get a good clientele. So I'm professional. Literally, I can't right now. I'm done. I'm done. Miss Vonnie. Miss Vonnie. Hey guys, today we're going to get started on your professional image, which includes hygiene, professional behavior, and ergonomics. So let's get started. All right, so the first thing in your professional image we're going to talk about is hygiene. Now it's interesting because in the model of the Milady's book that I have now, it doesn't mention the two types, whereas in the older model books, it would mention that there's two types of hygiene. So I'm just going to tell you about them. The first one is personal hygiene, and the second one is public hygiene. So what is personal hygiene? Your personal hygiene is how you take care of yourself overall. So that's your hair, that's your makeup if you wear it, that's your clothes, that's your body odor, how you take care of yourself in that. And so how do we want to present ourselves as professionals? Well, for one, you don't want to come to work smelling like garlic and cigarettes, right? Or like you haven't taken a bath in about 3 or 4 days. Excuse me. Okay, so you want to make sure that you brush your teeth daily, twice daily really, but daily with an effective toothbrush. You want to make sure you wear an effective deodorant. You want to make sure that your clothes are clean and that they are ironed. You want to make sure that your hair is combed. And why is that important? Because you are representing an industry where we do hair, right? You want to make sure that your nails are done. And when I say that, I don't mean that you have to have acrylics or any of that, but just make sure that they're filed neatly. They're not all jagged with dirt under the free edge. You know, they could have a clear polish on them, but as long as they look neat and clean. So you always want to make sure of that. If you choose to wear makeup, that's your prerogative, but make sure that you wear makeup where it makes you look decent. And so in other words, this is what I used to tell my students, honestly. When you're in the grocery store after work and you're talking to someone and they say, oh, what do you do? And you say, oh, I'm a cosmetologist. They don't look you up and down and say, oh, really? Right? As opposed to, oh, wow, where do you work? There's a difference there. Trust me on that. Been there, done that. Okay, so you know, I've been in the grocery store. This is no joke. Been in there. Oh, I love your hair, or oh, I love your makeup. Oh, thank you. I teach cosmetology. Oh, really? What school do you teach in? That's how that goes. So that means they're interested and they may come in to see you. So there you have a client, right? And so a lot of times students don't really understand that even outside of the school, you're still representing not where you work, but where you're going to school at, which is still a place of business, right? And so even when you get out there to the salon, when you become licensed, you have to remember the way you carry yourself, it's going to represent your business. You are your own business, whether you become an employee in a salon or not. You are your own business. That's why I used to encourage my students, if they love doing nails, to get into doing their own nails, because you are the model for the nails. And when someone says, oh my God, I love your nails, where'd you get them done? I did them. Oh my God, I love your hair, I love the color, where did you get it done? I did it, right? And it doesn't mean that if you don't do that, that doesn't make you a good cosmetologist. It doesn't mean that at all. What I'm saying in the overall picture here is the way you carry yourself is the way you carry your business, if that makes sense at all. And so even when you're not in the salon, or even when you're not in school, you're a walking model of your work, right? So because when you don't have your hair nicely done, or when you don't carry yourself well, your client's first thought, and I know this because honestly, we're all clients of somebody, right? And so my first thought has always been, can they do my hair? If their hair is a mess, and I mean, they're dressed kind of, bummy, as I would say it, not professional, maybe is the better term. Can they do my hair? And then what sucks is they can do hair really well, right? But they either have just gotten comfortable. And so after over 20 something years of doing hair, and honestly, since I was 9 years old of doing hair, but professionally over 20 something years, I always wanted to be that kind of person where if nothing else is done, my hair is done and my nails look decent and I look decent, because you never know who you're going to meet, right? And so your clothes, the reason why you want to make sure that you're not wearing the same clothes 2 to 3 days in a row in the salon, even if it's a uniform type thing, you want to wash it every day, because you carry bacteria and you're working with the public, right? And so you got hairspray going on and blow dryers blowing the hairspray everywhere. So you got all those particles on your clothing, plus bacteria that's in the air. And so you don't want to pass off anything. And especially now, what's going on with the pandemic, you just want to make sure that you're extra clean. Okay. So pretty much that's it with personal hygiene. So now we move into the public hygiene. And honestly, it's just as simple. It's cleaning your things, cleaning all of your tools, wiping your station down after every client. And now people have gotten comfortable over the years with not cleaning their station down. And really, if somebody's coming in for a haircut, a color, or getting their nails done, they should have always been seeing their stylist or nail tech or esthetician, whoever it is in our beauty industry, cleaning that station down in preparation for you, the next client, right? So we just want to continue that practice, not just because there's a pandemic out there, but just continue in carrying this on. We should have always been clean like that. And not to mention is state regulations, because we were always taught, or I was always taught when I was in school, that we're miniature doctors. And it's true, because we're working with the public. So though we're not required to sterilize anything, we still want to be as clean as possible. Okay? We don't want to make our clients sick or kill them, for that matter. And I've said this before in my disinfection and sanitation video, which I hope you guys have watched. All right, so that's the end of that for hygiene. Now, let's get started on your professional behavior. Professional behavior. The first thing we want to talk about is your language. And so my students used to get mad at me when I would get on their case, when they would curse in class or when they would use slang in class. And I get it. We're all coming from different environments, and that's not a put down. It's all good. And honestly, I used to tell them, hey, if you want to go out to your car and curse up a storm, that's your business. But when you're in a place of business, especially a classroom, but in the salon, on the clinic floor, when you're in a place of business, you want to represent yourself in a certain way. So short story, when I was taking my English class last spring, I love this about my professor. We had class twice a week. In every class, we had to come in with a new word. So when she called roll, we had to say the word and we had to tell the definition. And so that's just a little fun thing for your own personal growth. If you want to grab a new word every week regarding the beauty industry to add onto your vocabulary, I think that's awesome. Or just a new word, period, to improve your vocabulary is awesome. Now, it's not just language either. If you're working in the salon already, there's a certain type of music you want to play in your business. There's a certain type of material you want to play on your TVs. And honestly, it should be beauty related. But if not, it needs to be professional in some sense. Because I've heard horror stories where people have gone to get their nails done and they're showing like borderline porn in the business. And I don't know, that's just not professional at all. So I would tell you, because this is my virtual classroom, so whoever's watching this, I would consider you one of my students. There's a certain way you want to carry yourself if you want to reap the full benefits out of this industry. Period, point blank. It's not trying to be someone else either. It's not saying that who you are is not good enough. It's not saying that at all. I'm still myself, but I can present myself in a way that would help me generate the best clientele, right? So my clients are my students. I teach. That's what I do. And so I want to carry myself in the classroom a certain way. I'm not going to walk around that classroom cursing, playing vile music and borderline porn videos on the screen or the projector. You just don't want to do that. So when you get out there, if you're a student now, you want to carry yourself in a professional manner on the clinic floor, in the classroom, and even outside of your place of business, because you are your own model for your own business, right? So even after school, you have on your school uniform and you go to the grocery store, you're still representing that school, and you're still representing yourself and what you do for this industry, right? So the way you speak and the way you carry yourself, just remember you're going to generate back that kind of clientele. And for years, we've had to fight as cosmetologists in that this is a real career. This is hard work, just like any other job, if not harder. So you just don't want to prove people right. You want to carry yourself in a way that shows, hey, I'm a businesswoman here. Yes, I charge $350 for some highlights and color, and it's going to be worth it because I'm that professional, right? So moving on from that, you got the way you dress. Remember your personal hygiene, the way you take care of the public, which is public hygiene, the way you speak is all adding up to your overall professional image. Now, ergonomics. What is ergonomics? Ergonomics is tools that you're given to ease up any problems in your body, right? So in other words, underneath your workstation, you have a mat because it takes off some of the shock from the floor going up your back. So you're standing all day, so it eases up with that. You have swivel thumb shears that ease up the tension on your tendons here when you're cutting hair all day. So what are all these things for? The hydraulic chair. You can pump it up when your client is too low. You can lower it down when your client is too high. You can lock the chair. You can turn that chair in any direction so you don't have to dance around your client. All these things are designed for you to have a longer career. Because we work around chemicals, which is already harsh, and if we're not eating healthy and we're not taking care of ourselves, plus we don't have the proper ergonomics, and that's including your body posture, because you don't want to be humped over when you're doing haircuts, right? It's going to shorten your career. So that's what I love about these chapters, is they all tie in together, and it all boils down to us having a longer career in this industry if you're truly passionate about what you're doing. So I would say, I hope you learned from this video. It's good to be back. I'm glad to be doing this with you guys. And if you truly enjoy what I'm doing, please click on that subscription button. Tell your friends that you're learning from Ms. V's classroom. God bless you guys. And stay tuned for the next video, because this month I plan on doing skincare. So we're going to be doing facial massages and getting you prepped, because the next video after that is going to be the state board facial, which is worth a lot of points, and that's why I chose to do that second after I did my state board curls. So just stay with me, bear with me, and bye guys.